Hello everyone, welcome, I'm Robert, and this is another playthrough of Star Wars Destiny Encounters. Today I'm playing against Leia, and this is part of the Squadrons set, and she's included in a small expansion. So I previously played with Palpatine, which was the mini expansion for the Empire side. And with Leia, same as with Palpatine, you basically replace the previous character. In this case, we're replacing Luke and his X-Wing, and you're adding her and Tantive Tantive 4 instead. Okay, so now I'm playing against her using this a Renewed Hope starter deck, and it's the counterpart to the Lando deck I played previously against Palpatine. Okay, and this I did modify it a bit. Okay, but yeah, this is the Galactic Struggle encounter, not encounter, starter deck, and just modified a bit. Okay, all right. Because there's some cards in this deck that don't work super well in encounters, so I had to swap them out with other things. But I think thematically it'll work out really well. Okay. And as for Wedge, instead of the X-Wing, because I already had him pilot the X-Wing in previous playthroughs with Luke, I went ahead and gave him the X-Wing. Okay, the Y-Wing. And now Leia, as per her setup instructions, you give her Tantive 4, and you also give her Death Star plans. Okay, and basically her strategy is actually to mill you. Okay, once she puts 3 resources on Death Star plans, it'll be flipped to this battlefield, which will replace the current battlefield. Okay, and yeah, the goal here is to mill you. So we'll see what happens. And again, this is meant to be attached to her. I'm just gonna put it over here. Okay. All right, and we're pretty much done with setup. We just need to figure out who goes first. I am playing in normal difficulty, and I am using the Advanced Battlefields module, and I'm gonna, although this starter deck does have its own battlefield, I've decided to just pretend that I have my own extra copy of Weapons Factory Alpha for them, and I'm just basically gonna roll to see who goes first, because I would rather use this battlefield actually. Okay, for this deck. Let's roll, see who goes first. Okay, so we got. I think I'm pretty confident I'll go first. Okay, but famous last words. Let's see what happens. 3 and 3, so that's 1 and 3, so that's 3. Okay, on their end, and then 5. Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, so I got 5 and I got 7. So yeah, I'll go first. So I'll control the battlefield starting out, and all shields go to the enemy leader when they lose their roll. Okay. I start with control of it, and I just need to draw my hand. So let's do that. Okay. All right, and let's see if I want a mulligan. I definitely want to return one of those. Okay. I think I just want to return these 2. Okay, and we're gonna shuffle that back. And then draw 2. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, I didn't want that, but okay. All right. Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Okay, so now I go first, and now I get to play a vehicle, but I don't have any. So I think what I'll do is let's activate this guy, or do I want to activate Palpatine first? After you activate this character, you may activate one of your supports. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let me spend 2, okay, and I'll play Lead by Example on Palpatine, okay, which will let me activate a support after activating him. But yeah, I just want to roll extra die first, okay, extra dice. So okay, now I am going to be using these as usual, okay, to show who's been activated. Now she is piloting, and you do have to keep in mind that she has an ability, right? All enemy pilots, including her, all right, so them both, gain +1 health for each resource on Leia's piloted vehicle. So now, unlike other vehicles in this set, This vehicle does not remove resources to gain benefits. It's cumulative. So the more resources there are on Tantive V, the more health the enemy characters gain. Okay, so Leia's not going to be removing resources from her ship. She actually wants to add more. Okay, so now, and there is a trigger when a resource is added to this from the event card that does that in this set. Anyway, so let's go ahead and roll. So that's 4, 2, okay. And I think I'll now roll Palpatine. Okay, let's see. I would like some resources, please. Okay, no resources, but I got a whole lot of damage, so that's cool too. Okay, so I'm just gonna place this to his side here. Okay, or actually, let's just do that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now the enemy will activate Wedge. Roll these 2. Okay, so that's 6 and 4. All right, and okay, so yeah, it looks like it's not gonna make me lose resources just yet. But let's go ahead and activate this guy. Okay, so let's see. Roll 2. Okay, and all right, some resource, some disrupt dice, and some range damage. Okay. All right, so the enemy will resolve this. Now, there's no resources for me to lose, so he does have a special ability. After this disrupt die is resolved, if no resources were lost, place 1 resource on this support. Okay, so now this Y-Wing has 2 resources on it. Okay, now on my turn, I think that, man, I really would like some resources. So let's see. Let me reroll. So she's gonna make me discard. Yeah, she's just gonna be making me discard a whole lot. And I can't really do anything about it. I think I'm kind of, I'm kind of boned. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to play Emperor, which I really like this card, but there's a pretty high chance she's gonna make me discard both. Let's see. Let's see. Can I at least gain some resources, play on deal damage, or play a support from your hand? Okay, you know what? Let me discard Emperor. Okay, to reroll these, all of these. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right, that's a bit better. Okay, and then we're gonna let's see. We're then going to resolve this. Okay, so she's gonna make me discard 2. It doesn't really matter which, because I'm gonna have to discard them anyway. Yep, discard 2. And then let's switch this. I'm gonna switch this to a ranged side, and then actually I was supposed to resolve that too earlier. 4. Okay, so that's gonna go on this guy. Okay, it's gonna go here. So that's 1 damage, and yeah. So then he's gonna do this 3. So he's gonna make me discard. Okay, that sucks. And now I'm gonna resolve these 4 against this guy. Okay. 4. All right. And then the enemy will play a card. Deal 1 damage to each player's characters. Okay, not too bad. Okay. Now I want to gain my 2 resources. Enemy will. Oh, wow. Thank you. That's awesome. So now I have to lose all of my resources. Well, who would have seen that coming? All right, sure. 3 to the face for you. Okay, and then blockade. Okay, so give 2 shields to the rightmost enemy pilot. So that's Wedge. And then if the enemy controls more vehicles than I do, which that's the case, basically this just acts as a cease. If you know what the cease card does. Yeah, if you know what the cease card does, then yeah, if they control more vehicles than I do, this just becomes a cease at the same time. So yeah, they'll gain the control of the battlefield, and they'll trigger their claim ability. But there's no claim ability. This is just a passive ability. And then, yeah, I don't get to claim it no more. So, all right, well played. So that's it. So now we move to upkeep. We're going to move this over here. That was an interesting round for sure. I'm very sad that I don't get to play Emperor. I love putting that on Palpatine. It's a pretty potent. All right, so they gain 1 resource from normal difficulty. We remove these. Okay, and then that's that. Oh, and remove these 2. And yeah, that's it. So I drop to 5. Okay, let's see. All right, cool. Yeah, that looks good. So now I am going to I wait for them to act because they go first. So let's see. Leia and Tantive 4. So 5. Okay, so yeah, that's the first. That's the first step to the Death Star plans there, if I allow that, which I can't really prevent it. But I want to go ahead and play TIE Interceptor, okay? And that will get this die. Let's see. All right, there we go. And yeah, so that's my play. Then the enemy will activate Wedge. Okay, so that's 4, all right, and 2. Okay, now I'm gonna have this pilot activate TIE Interceptor. Okay, that was terrible, but we'll see what we can do about that in a second. Okay, so now the enemy will resolve this. So that says the enemy gains 1 resource. If the Death Star plans is attached to Leia, which it is, place 1 resource on it. Otherwise, each player discards the top card of their deck. Okay, so we're gonna place the first resource here. And yeah, Death Star plans, I can't mess with it or touch it in any way. Like, it's this upgrade is immune to player effects. So I put that line there to make sure that you can't interact with it in any way, basically. So okay. Now, so that was their play, and then I'm gonna let's roll for Palpatine. Let's see what we get. All right, so we got resource, and +2. Okay, not bad. All right, and now the enemy will resolve this. So that's Y-wing special. So it deals 2 indirect damage and then discards all resources on it, and it deals that much additional indirect damage. So that's 4 indirect damage in total. Let's put 3 here and then 1 here. Okay. All right. So now on my turn, I don't want to discard to reroll, honestly. So what I'll do is I'll change this to this side. Okay. And then the enemy will resolve this, which will make them advance, okay? All right, and I hope I don't forget this trigger later. All right, now, so this one says, before you resolve this die showing range damage, you may increase it by 1 if it's piloted. So yeah, I'm gonna also modify it with a +2, so that's 5 damage total, okay? So that's 3, that's gonna go here, okay? And then we're gonna flip this, firepower. For each enemy vehicle in play, deal 1 indirect damage to each player, and you're forced to distribute it among vehicles I control. So yeah, good timing, kind of, because yeah, I did at least use this damage die before he did that. So yeah, I'm forced to assign all of my damage here, all of that indirect damage for each enemy vehicle. So that's 2 indirect damage that's gonna go here, which means that he destroys my TIE Interceptor. Not cool, bro. Okay. But yeah, so that was that. Now I think I'll just gain a bunch of resources. Actually, no, check this out. Let's do this first. So I'm gonna gain a resource, okay? Then A-Wing. And A-Wing gets activated immediately, okay? So as per its text. So there you go. Oh, and they gain a resource from Weapons Factory off, okay? All right, so it's gonna deal some damage. Spawn an artillery or vehicle. Oh man, this really sucks. Okay, sure. yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything about that, but I'm going to play resupply, okay? And then the A-Wing will do 2 damage to this guy. And then I'm going to use this action, exhaust this support to resolve one of your dice showing resource, increasing its value by 1. So now I have 3 resources, okay? All right, and then the enemy will heal 1 from each of its characters. So this is going to go down to 3, okay? And now it looks like it's going to claim the battlefield again, but I do really want to gain those resources, so that's okay. So it goes up to 5. Then the enemy will claim the battlefield. And let's see. I am going to spend 3 resources to play TIE Fighter Squadron. Okay. And this is the die for that. After this die is resolved or removed, you may discard a card from your hand to roll this die into your pool. So, well, let's, since I can just do whatever I want for the rest of the round, let's roll that. Ah, of course. Okay, well, that sucks. That's fine. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next round. So there you go. We increase this to 4. We'll flip this. They gain a resource. We're going to move this over here. Replenish it to 3. Flip this. Gain this back. Gain my resources already. I just need to drop to 5, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I already, my bad. I already have had 2 cards in my hand. My bad. So let me just shuffle that. Looked at a card when I shouldn't have. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I have here. Okay, roll a die. Okay, cool. I am unarmed. Resolve to 3. Yep, okay, there. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and that's the enemy's turn actually. What am I doing? So yep, we're gonna roll that. Okay, so that's 3, 4. Okay. All right. Now on my turn, 4. That's fine. And let's first roll. Okay, this guy. And you know what? No. Yeah, sure. Okay. So yeah, he has an ability. After you activate this character, you may activate one of your supports. I might as well. So I'll activate this and I'll resolve this, increasing its value by 1. So up to 6 resources. Cool. There we go. All right. And then let's see. So now I am gonna go. The enemy will resolve this. Okay, let's see, 2, 4. Oh, and I forgot. This guy, he activates at the start of the round, so he's already been activated. Let me just make sure I do that. Okay, now 4, 5, 6 resources. Support an artillery or die to remove a die. Do I want him to just make me lose resources? Yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of use for resources, so I guess I'm okay. Actually, you know what? Let me try something. I'm gonna use lack of vision, reroll a die. Then if that die is showing blank, I may repeat that step. Let's see. Okay, all right. I'm okay with that. Rather than losing the 2 resources. Okay, so the enemy will make me discard 2 at random. Okay, and then so that's 4. That's just 2 indirect damage. I'll put them on Palpatine. Okay, so that's a 3. Yeah, and then on my turn, let's see. Yeah, so I'll do that. Screw it. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll turn this. I'll use It's Your Destiny. Turn an opponent's die to a side showing damage, then turn another die to any side. Okay, so I'll turn this to a 4, and then, or actually, do I want to turn it to indirect? Nah, that's fine, to a 4. And then I'll turn this to a, do I want to turn this to a blank? Or, you know, you know what? Let's turn this to a discard side, okay? Okay, so enemy will then do one here, and I forgot that he had a discard phase, so I'm gonna play using the advanced discard from hand module, and I'm gonna resolve these two, and basically I get to discard all of these except that one, okay? So I'm just gonna discard all of these cards from the enemy's hand, okay? All right, and then the enemy will play that, so it's gonna make me discard my hand, and now my turn, I'm gonna pilot that and roll these dice, okay? Then the enemy will play a card. They gain 2 resources, which means that they advance. And then, let's see. I'm gonna turn, I suppose I'll turn this to a ranged side, okay? And the enemy will claim the battlefield again. I'll deal 2 to Wedge, okay? And he's 2 away from lethal, all right? And that's that. So now we move to the next round. Enemy gains 1 resource. We flip this. Let's replenish. I'm gonna gain my 2, so I go up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I ready this. Get rid of these, and I'm gonna draw up to 5. Okay. All right. Cool. Couple upgrades. Not bad. All right. Now, I want to go ahead and I have so many resources already, but sure. All right. So let's see. Okay, 6. Okay, and 3 and 1. Okay. Okay. So let's see. I am gonna play. Oh, and this gets activated at the start of the round. My bad. I keep forgetting. Okay, he has that effect. All right. Yeah, you know, I could prevent some of that damage. Let's see if I can bring down that ship. Okay, and I can. All right, that's awesome. So yeah, he'll activate Wedge. 2 and 1. Okay. All right, and then what I'll do is let me bring down this ship. So I'll pay 2. I'll use this to destroy this A-wing, and that'll let me deal 1 unblockable damage to Leia. Okay. All right, using the space warfare plot. And that was my turn, and then Leia will add another resource here. She'll gain a resource herself. Let's see. Yeah, so the enemy gains a resource. Place 1 resource on the Death Star. It'll make her advance, okay? And then that's the 6s, okay? So now I want to, let's see. I want to pay 2, so that's 5. Or actually, okay, one thing I forgot to do, after this die is resolved or removed, you may discard a card from your hand to roll that die into the pool. So I do want to do that. So I'll go ahead and discard Lack of Vision and roll this into the pool, okay, after resolving it. All right. Okay, so yeah, I meant to do that earlier, my bad. And then 5, I'll go down to 5, and I want to play Power of the Dark Side. Okay, so that's my turn. Now, he'll resolve this, so it'll make me discard 2 at random from my hand. Oh, man, I just wanted 1 of them. Oh my god, this is terrible. Jesus. Okay. Anywho, so now that was their turn, and then I'm gonna go ahead and activate Palpatine. Let's see. Okay, so now after activating him, I get to exhaust I get to activate a support for free. Okay, and it rolled blank, so I deal 2 unblockable damage to a character. Let's see, do I want to do that to Leia? I have lethal here. Sure. Yeah, let's just go with the 2 lethal here. Okay, so that's 3. That's 2 damage. Okay, now the enemy will gain a resource. Let's see, gain a resource. All right, there we go. Now, yeah, I'll go ahead and kill Wedge. That's let's see, 5, so 11. So he does have +1 health from Tantive V, so that's 13. I just need to deal 2. So I'll deal 2 to him. Okay. 2. There you go. Yep, so he's dead. It's Gonorino. Let's see. Okay. Yep, so he goes away. And I'll go ahead and resolve this against Leia. All right, before she starts messing with my dice. So 2 and then 1. Okay, so I'm 4. I'm 9 damage away. Okay. All right, so she'll play a card. The enemy gains 1 resource, place 1 resource on each enemy support. Okay, so here's what'll happen, right? So she gains a resource, place a resource on this, which means that she now has +1 health. But after a resource is placed on this support by resupply, roll a set-aside copy of Leia's character die and set it aside after it's resolved or removed. 4. Okay, so yeah, so that she'll resolve that in a second. Okay, all right. Now on my turn, I'll turn this to a 2 damage, and then she'll discard this from my hand, and then I'll do 2 to her. Okay, so that's 6, and then she'll play another card. I'll discard the top 4 cards of my deck. Okay. All right, and I suppose I'll gain a resource, and then I'll try to claim the battlefield in a second. She'll play another card, Blockade. Give 2 shields to the rightmost pilot, and now she doesn't have more vehicles than me this time, so that she doesn't get to claim the battlefield. This time, I'll go ahead and claim it. Okay, there we go. And then she plays another card, Relentless Assault. Okay, so then she gets readied. And yeah, this is set aside. So she gets to roll 2 dice. Okay, let's see. 5 and 6. Okay, yeah, so check this out. So now, first, she'll gain a resource, okay? She'll advance. And she'll place the 3rd and final resource on Death Star Plans, okay? So what'll happen is, Death Star Plans says, after a resource is placed on this upgrade, if it has 3 or more on it, discard all of them to flip it to its battlefield side and switch the current battlefield with it. The enemy gains control of it and uses its enemy claim ability. Okay, so we're gonna replace the battlefield with this and check out what this says. So now it says Rebel Base Yavin 4. Players can't switch this battlefield with another battlefield and are forced to resolve its claim ability when claiming it. Okay, so, you know, in case you don't know, when claiming battlefields, you know, the claim ability is typically optional, not for this one. Okay, now there's a claim ability for players. So when I claim it, I discard the top 2 cards of my deck. Now, when the enemy claims it, each player discards the, not including the enemy, discards the top 2 cards of their deck and a card at random from their hand. So it is wars when the enemy claims it. But yeah, so what'll happen is it'll discard the top 2 cards of my deck, okay? And I don't have cards in hand. But there you go. Now the battlefield's already been claimed. She gains control of it. So she'll go first next time. Now that was just the 6. Now we're gonna play, we're gonna resolve the 5, and the enemy gains 1 resource. If the Death Star Plans is attached to Leia, place 1 resource on it. It's not the case anymore. So otherwise, each player discards the top card of their deck. Okay. And there you go. So that's her turn. And then she gets to play 1 more card, Enhanced Propulsion. So now she, her vehicle gives her an extra action. All right. Wow. Great turn. So now we go to upkeep. So I go to 8 resources. She'll gain 1. We flip this. We get rid of these cards. Let's see if I can do lethal before she mails me out. Okay. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then I draw 5. Okay, so this is my final hand of cards. Let's see what I can do. At least I do have this to remove some dice in case that she starts discarding too many things from it. Okay. All right, yeah. So now she goes first. I think that's it. Oh, let me remove this. She goes first, so she's gonna roll this, and she's gonna get an additional action, by the way. Okay, so that's 5 and 6. So now, yeah, so she doesn't get to discard cards from the top of my deck at least. All right, cool. But she will gain resources though, and that sucks. So anyway, so that's her turn. Now she gains an additional action. So she'll resolve this. She'll advance, which means she'll play the top card of the deck. And yeah, there's no cards from the top of the deck to discard. So she'll heal 2. Just wonderful. Okay, so that's her turn. Now my turn. Let's see. I don't really care about removing her dice in this case, so I'm just gonna try to deal damage. That's what matters here. So I do have plenty of resources. I would like to. Let's I'm gonna play this 1 and then 2. So that's 5. 5. Okay. So I'm gonna play first order. TIE Fighter, and what this one does is it has a special that says that I remove all shields from a character. So I'm gonna try to see if I can remove those shields before I deal damage to her. So same thing, I don't have to discard cards from the top of my deck anymore because I've run out of them. Now I'm gonna activate Palpatine, okay, and I'm gonna use use his lead by example to roll the first order TIE Fighter. Okay, let's see. 2, 2, 4. All right. Okay, so it's not bad. Not bad. All right, let's see. This card from hand. 2. Okay. Now, the enemy will gain a shield. Okay. And now I want to, let's see. Let's go ahead and activate this guy. Okay, let's see. All right, so that's that. Then the enemy will play a card. Each player, just wonderful. Each player removes one of their dice showing ranged or melee. Okay, sure. Let's remove that one. Now, I want to turn this to this special, okay? And then, let's see. Each player discards one of their supports in play. All right, I'll discard Resupply. Okay, and let me go ahead and remove all her shields. And then X-Wing, okay. So now we're just gonna put a die there. Let's see. Do I want to re-roll anything? I don't want to discard from my hand for sure. So let's resolve. I don't think, am I at risk of that thing killing? Nah, I think it'll be fine. Now, do I want to reroll though? That's it. Oh, you know what? I can use this. So let me use Power of the Dark Side. Let me try to reroll this. Okay, I deal 2 unblockable damage to Leia, so that's 6. And then this activates. Okay, so that's 6. Yeah, I'll just let that happen. That's fine. I want to deal 2 to Leia, so she's at 8 now. 2 indirect damage. I'll just let that go to Palpatine. Okay. And then I'll discard those last 2 cards from her hand. Okay. All right. Then she'll claim the battlefield, which will make me discard 2 cards from the top of the deck and a card at random from my hand. Okay. Oh, man. Wow. Jesus. Like, it's just had incredible luck when discarding things that I want. But okay, sure. All right. Now, let's see if I can... man, okay. I do have a few more resources. Maybe I can just dish out that final damage that I need. So let's see. So since the enemy is not going to do anything else, let me go down to 2 resources. Okay, let's play black 2. All right, and where's the die for that? Let's let's activate that. So I just get to do whatever I want for the rest of the round, basically. So that's 2 indirect damage. Okay, we're getting closer. And I'm also going to pay 2 resources. And I'm going to play TIE Interceptor. And I'm gonna roll that again. Okay. Okay, so we have a bit more to work with there. Not bad. Now let's see. I have 1 card left in hand. So let's see. Now this is 3 damage. She's let's see. Now I could try to risk it and see if I win this round, but I think it's just, obviously it's a bit safer if I just wait until next round and roll more. But yeah, I'll go ahead and deal 1 to Leia, so that's 9, and then 2, so that's 11. Okay, and then yeah, we move to upkeep, so I go up to 2, okay. And I gain a resource, I suppose. So that's 3. Put this back here, get rid of this. She gains her resource already. 3, 4, 5. Flip this. And then ready all of these vehicles and whatnot. So let's see. So I think that's it. I don't have any cards to draw. So now Leia goes first. She'll activate and she'll gain an additional action, which means that she'll just activate her X-Wing. So let's first roll for she and her vehicle. So that's 4. Okay, so yeah, she's about to make me discard my hand. Now, I don't technically lose until the end of the round. But okay, there's that. And then 3. All right. And then I want to go ahead and activate. I think the most damage I'll get is, let's see, Palpatine. Yeah, I think Palpatine equal to the number of support dice in pool. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll roll maybe, okay, let's see. So 4. Okay, and then I get to activate a support. I suppose I'll activate, let's do the First Order TIE Fighter. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. So then she'll make me discard my last card, but I don't lose because until the end of the round, thankfully. So yeah, I'll deal 1. So that's 3. 3 and 1, so that's 6. That's more than enough to kill her. All right. But yeah, so that was super fun. I really like piloting this deck. And yeah, I mean, I was just at the end of the round, I would have lost. But man, she just kept discarding like crazy, exactly the things that I needed. I'm a bit sad I wasn't able to play Emperor on Palpatine. It's a bit busted. But okay, yeah, folks. So that's how Leia works. Okay. Very fun, and I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, go ahead and put them in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.